All right, so you can't see anything at my feet, correct? I don't even want my sweatpants in here.
I can see the top of your socks in his water bottle.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Can you aim it up?
Please.
Yeah, I can go up a little bit.
This is not the fit for pod.
Okay, well.
You knew this fight was going to happen, though. You got to have your fit out.
Okay, but I was up at 6:15.
What for?
I have to get these knuckleheads. Get these knuckleheads right.
All right, how about just below the knees? Is that all right? Yeah, right there.
Can it be just up here?
It's going to be like hard to do that and make it look
And still have the third person?
Having the sweatpants is not going to be bad for you.
It's not a bad look.
It's fine. You can barely even tell. You got no one to impress.
Yeah, no, that's the man right there.
I don't want my sweatpants to be in.
I'll do my best.
He's a diva.
He's a diva.
Put like
Not a diva.
He's a diva.
A little bit.
Not a diva.
A little bit.
He was doing this, right? And he dressed like that.
Yeah, you knew this pod was going to happen. You could have bought a change of clothes.
Yeah.
Who need you trolls?
No,
You trolls enough.
no, you.
Only got time for one troll.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be trolling him throughout the day, too.
Yeah, you can troll him all you want.
Who?
We testing out his mic, too? Or just seeing how he looks in the chair?
I'm supposed to talk to this. Like this?
Just like close to your mouth, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, man.
it's not bad.
What do you mean it's not bad?
What if I scoot forward?
I feel like it's really bright. 'Cause I mean,
Yeah. Go back down. He'll be fine. Go back down.
Just don't go that low.
The sweatpants are not going to be that bad.
Okay.
all right, that's good.
We gotta have it for the lighting. They can barely tell you're in sweatpants.
This guy.
Pick your mic up too. Make sure it sounds good.
Come on,
Yeah,
diva.
but to David too.
Okay, we good.
Everybody
How
good?
much of my sweatpants can you see?
Oh my
Just below the knees.
Just below the knees.
Right here.
You're sitting down, Coach. you're gonna have the legs in it.
I just want things to look good.
We can't do torso and up when you're sitting down.
You look fine. You can't be
No, I just want it to be good. It's not about me. Don't let
It kind of sounds like it's about you.
No. It's about the pod being good.
Okay, but if we tilt it up, then it's not gonna look as good because it'll focus on the light back there.
I understand. You don't have to lecture me today, okay? I just want it to be good.
Look, I got meetings today, okay?
What time is your meeting?
10:30.
What time is your meeting?
I ain't got no
Exactly.
He said, I got meetings today, and then said, I ain't
don't
got
worry.
no meetings.
Good.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Around the Hive podcast presented by the Shenandoah Red Team. Kirk Jackson, Isaac Blue to my left. Today we're inside because it's a little bit wet behind us, as you can see.
Very
A
ugly.
little
outside.
rainy. A lot of rain today. So we're inside the WAC today for today's episode. Got another big episode today. You've been excited for this one for a while.
Yeah. This is a big episode. This is the man who makes things work for us. So, got to give him his time and appreciation.
Absolutely. And I mean, even just a quick look back to, like, obviously the athletic department, like some stuff that we've been going through this last week. I mean, team's still doing good. Every team's above 500 this year, still, which is really good.
Yes, those were big announcements from Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Matt McIntosh at our first athletics meeting, shouting out all the fall sports that we've got going on. Everybody doing well, so we're excited to continue to cover them, continue to have more teams on the podcast this year. Get some people hanging out in the background.
Yeah,
once we
you
get
got
to
some
that
big
point.
ideas.
I
Putting
mean,
David to work.
We had that idea before too.
That's true.
You were part of
That's
that.
what we did.
Yeah, you want to
But-
see more people in the back.
Yeah, David's got to figure it out though.
Yeah.
You got to figure out
You
how
got a
to
little
make it
wide-eyed back there. We'll make it work though. We'll make it work. You want to introduce our guest today?
work. I would love to. I think his Escalade is pulling up right now, so his Escort as well. This is the director of athletic facilities and campus events, L.A. St. Hill.
There you go. Round of applause. Round of applause.
So excited. He's so excited too.
Big time. We're going to have a lot of fun today between these two, I'm sure. I might just let them talk for the majority of it, to be
No.
honest with you. I don't think
Hey,
either of them I think both of them want me to kind of butt in and
Yeah.
slow things down a
Definitely
little
need you.
bit.
We need you.
It's
Oh.
gonna get fine, man.
Exactly. So I'll start things off. Obviously, you have pretty much built yourself through Shenandoah University, right? You were a student, and then you've become like a coach with the football team, and I think pretty sure you still are sort of volunteer coaching with the football team, and now you've fully elevated yourself to what like your title now. Sort of talk about that rise that you've went through throughout all of your years here in Winchester.
All right. Well, I got to make sure I talk about women's soccer too, because that's where that kind of started.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So yeah, I came here in 2008 to play soccer. So I played 4 years here, and then I had a 1 year eligibility left, so I did play 1 year of football. So that's how that kind of went. Once I graduated, I had an opportunity to coach with Coach Pike on the women's soccer staff. She made sure that she had a position ready for me when I graduated, so I did that, and that's pretty much the starting the coaching career here at Shenandoah. So yeah, that was my little start here. Do you want me to just keep going?
Yeah, sure.
Everything?
Keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So graduated in 2014, sports management, and then like I said, went on the women's soccer staff for a year. And I got to give a lot of props again to Coach Pike, because she's the reason why I got into the coaching career. She helped me with the internship. Then, like I said, she had me ready to go on her staff. And then after that 1 year, she's like, "You need to get your master's degree. You need to and anybody knows Coach Pike. She's very direct about everything. And so,
That's the way to put it.
you know. So she was on it. She was like, "You need to get your master's degree." I'm like, "I don't want my master's degree." "Well, if you want to coach, you need to get your master's degree." I'm like, "I don't want my master's degree." And the next thing you know is it's like she got all these different places like, "You need to apply here, you need to apply here, you need to apply here." I'm like, okay. So I ended up applying to McDaniel College. She had a relationship with that head coach, Sandy, and I ended up getting that and going over there, being a GA for 2 years for women's soccer team. Got my master's there in 2017. Then once I was done there, Pike was like, "Hey, I want you back.
Come on back."
So came on back, and then once I came back for a year, she was like, "You need a full-time job." And I'm like, "Goodness, like, can I just settle down?" And then so then she was making me apply to all these other positions, and like that were within the university, and then wanted me to still coach. So I applied to some positions, I didn't get them, and then this opportunity arose, and applied for it and got it, and that was in 2018, and been here ever since. So throughout that time, it's just been different titles,
Right.
you know. So now I'm the director.
There you go. Big smile on that face.
Because Coach Blue loves to point that out.
Coach Blue loves his titles.
Yeah,
he wants to get
he loves-
everybody's
he loves
title
the title.
correctly.
You know?
2 directors here, so
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
I'm just the
Okay.
little guy here.
All right.
He doesn't have this as an official title, but he's more or less the director of the
No,
red team.
that's a big guy right
No,
there.
no.
Yeah.
That's
Red
a
team
co-
is
that's a
red
coordinator.
team is
That's the
student
director
ran,
of recruiting
but
right there for
Let's
men's
not-
basketball.
let's not start trolling.
big
And then
time with
director
the
of red team.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
I'm the coordinator.
No, a coordinator and a director is basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
I'm just telling you, that's what my title is.
Okay.
Coordinator.
Well,
Red team coordinator?
we want to
Yes.
talk to the higher ups, and we're going to change it to director of red team.
You can't do that. You
I think
do
Deshaun would allow you to be
Easy.
director of
I
the
won't-
red
I
team.
He would
won't
love
ask for
that.
it.
Red team
I
director.
don't need that.
Come on, man.
100% need that. We can have 3 directors out here.
Come
right
on,
now.
man.
No. Coordinator. Directors. Assistant coach right here. That's me.
So talk about as well, sort of when did you start with the football team and coaching with them? Was that sort of like as you transitioned back to here as well when you got the full-time job after soccer?
Yeah, so I was here working here now. Yeah, I was already trying to put it all together. Yes, I was already working here. And then one of my classmates that was the assistant coach at the time, Byron Mitchell, he had reached out to me and was just like, "Hey, like, you know, I'm coaching the safeties and corners, and I don't feel like I'm getting the message across to both, you know, positions because I got so many people and it's just me."
Right.
And then he's like, "You know, you played corner, you know the position, you know Coach Brock, you know Coach Oliver. Would you mind, you know, coming out and helping out?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, I leave here every day and go sit in the stands and watch y'all practice anyway, so might as well
be on the field and
do
help,
it.
yeah.
And I love football, so yeah, that's basically how that transpired. And you know, he's like, "Let me talk to Coach Yoder and see if he'll be cool with it," and he was. And ever since then, I've been on there, and you know, just on the volunteer status, nothing crazy. I mean, I know soccer very, very well. I know football. I love football, but I don't know it
As much as
much as
soccer, yeah.
So I'm still learning, but I think more of the opportunity presented itself, and I feel more of a mentor than a coach. I go out there to really just, love on the guys and make sure they know that, they have somebody they can talk to, and, just hold them accountable for what, everything that they're doing on the field, on and off the field. So that's how that grew. And then, I have a work study program, so a lot of them, work for me. I'm just making sure they really take care of their schoolwork is the main thing.
Right.
And then, the office is a safe place, and then they can come in there and talk, and whatever frustrations or happiness or whatever's going on in their life, they can talk about it. But I'm glad we can bring that from the office onto the field as well. So that's really how that got started.
Would you ever go back to coaching with either Coach Cates or Coach Pike? Maybe not like a full-time coach, but like a liaison almost,
I mean, if they ask me, I'm always open to things. You know what I mean? I might,
There you go, Carrick. Get him going.
That was a good question.
Get him going.
Coach Cates, Coach Pike, if you need another coach, somebody that knows their stuff. I mean, No, they both have great staffs.
They do,
already.
absolutely.
Both of them have fantastic staffs. Shout out to
and still to this day, like if I have an opportunity and I'm driving by and I see Pike's practicing, I'll stop by and I'll just stand there for 10 minutes watching them. Still some girls on the team that I even train or coached high school maybe or something like that, or coached against. McKenna Newcomb is one of those.
Yeah.
She harassed me for 4 years. 4 years. So
she's big time too.
She's big time.
She is great.
So and she's one of those that I want to check in, make sure she's doing okay and everything like that. But coaching at Hanley High School, her going to Jameswood, I knew every time we played them, I'm like, God, I don't want to play McKenna.
A midfielder, man.
Yeah.
So I feel like is it proper to say that the WAC has almost become your baby since you've moved into this office? I feel like you're always up in here. Everything that happens in here, you're the first one to set up. Your attention to detail in here, your organization, I feel like is outstanding.
Appreciate that.
In here, you don't want anybody to touch anything except for you, because you have your own way of setting things up, which is more than respectable. It's totally understandable as somebody as somebody who wants or is in your position, you want it to look a certain way. You know how things should look. You know how it's going to look the best. So sort of talk about I guess your mindset behind being so organized, so attentive to when you're setting things up here in the WAC.
I think it really comes from my parents, maybe. My parents are West Indian, both parents served in the military 30 years and 28 years.
There you go.
So it's very attention to detail. Yep. Now, I'm not like that in every single thing.
Right.
But, when it's stuff that I care about and it's my name's on the line, it's like, no. We're going to do it this way.
Yep.
And I'm open to suggestions. There's some things that I'm like, all right, how do you said put it there? And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But there's some things I'm like, no, we're not doing it like that. I always tell my staff is presentation is key. Regardless, we could sit here all day and set something up for a tailgate or a graduation and all that, and the people that come in, they can move the chairs all around, whatever. That's fine. Does it suck? Yeah, because I just wait for all the time. But at the same time, it's I want them to come around the corner and see okay, this is nice. Yeah. A visiting team coming in for a basketball game, a volleyball game. I want to be oh wow, this is set up very nice. The gym is I don't need to know that I did it. Right. It's just more of you want them to be okay, it looks nice in here. So that's just where that comes into play, and it takes a lot of time. My closets are set a certain way, my bleachers a certain way, everything like that. So everything fits in pieces. So when people move it, yes, I do get a little irritated, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, hold on, David's messing with the cameras. I had to make sure he put it on the right one. I like how you said that, they don't need to know that you do it, because I feel like that's something, especially from the communication standpoint. They don't need to know that I am the one that took the photos that day, or I'm the one that's on the broadcast that day, or whatever gets posted to social media. They don't need to know that it's me that do it, even though they all ask anyway, and I still tell them that it's me that does it. But I'm not personally I don't do it for myself. I do it for the people, right? As I'm sure like you said that you do as well. And I know Coach Blue, when whether he's coaching the men's basketball team or even working at FAS, he doesn't do it for him. You do it for the people. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I feel like that selflessness is really like a big home run hitter here at SU that I've noticed in my first year and 2 months.
Yeah, and then I'll also say too, it took a while. Like now I have some work study that's worked for me for, I don't even call them work study. That's family, you know what I mean? They've worked for me 4 years now. They should be all graduating this year.
Should be.
That's the hope. To where I trust them now, and you know, they do a lot behind the scenes too. So, you know, I have a team that, you know, I trust, and they get things done, and, you know, so it's funny because they know, like, you know, oh, okay, you gotta roll this in this way, you gotta put the chairs on this way, you know what I mean? And I make sure, I'm like, hey, you don't do it, you can do it, because there's certain people know exactly the way I want it, and certain people that like just gonna mess it up. So
It's a perfect rhyme or reason for it all.
Yeah. So that's enjoyable too, to watch them learn and pick up on what you like, and then also, like I said, they can give you some different insight on things, and you're like, all right, well, I like that idea, I'll take that too.
So one thing I appreciate is when we always talk is like your love for sports.
Right.
So tell me like when that started for you and like how that was. Obviously you played soccer and you played football and I think you hooped a little bit.
A little bit.
but tell me how that all started for you.
I don't know. Sports has just been ingrained in me since I was little. I remember, you know, being in Oklahoma and just playing soccer at like 3, and just always just being able to do what I wanted to do. So it was like I just be like scoring, and then like okay, cool, like I like that. And then we moved to Maryland, and I was playing T-ball. T-ball, and then I was always wanted to play football, and my dad was like, nah, you're not playing that till you're like 10. So he's like, you can play flag football. So I did that, and then basketball, and then it was just everything about it. I just love it. Like, I just like to compete. So, you know, so I would say about 3 years old, that's when that kicked off. I remember my dad telling me stories like, you know, since you were little, like you always just picked up a ball. So I just knew I had my athlete. And, you know, that's, you give me some competition, and I'm sitting there watching, I'm good. Like, that's all I need. I need
Simple enough, yeah.
some sporting. And if I can play it, I'm definitely going to try and play it. And I want to beat you too. But it doesn't happen all the time. But.
So how big was, obviously you talked about military background, how big was discipline for you when you played any sport that you played, or we talked about your routine here and kind of how you're very structural, what you like and what you don't like. So how has discipline played a role in like you growing up playing sports?
I mean, you know, my parents taught me, like, you know, an adult, you listen to an adult, you know what I mean? So what a coach told me is what I did, you know what I mean? So discipline-wise, it was like, if you know, you just paid attention to every detail of all the drills that they taught you how to do. And that's just what it was for me. So you taught me to dribble with the right hand, left hand 10 times, whatever. That's what I was doing. And then that's what I do at home, or, you know. But, you know, you also get lazy too, so you didn't do it all the time. Like, you know what I mean? But that's, like, I was one of those, if I'm at practice, I'm going to do that. But like I said, you know, you veer off here and there. But so I would say that. Like, I was very attention to detail when it came to, you know, a coach telling me something.
So how did you get to SU? Talk about how was that for you, coming from Bishop McNamara all the way to Winchester.
You say all the way, like this guy's a character, man.
It's a little distance.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
an
2
hour
hours?
40 is
Hour
not
40,
that.
okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
You know, you got
Okay.
people from California and Texas and all that here. but
Okay, tell people how you got to Winchester.
So I'm saying, because even you saying that you came from like Oklahoma and then to Maryland, like, there's still some distance
that's
there.
still some
That's
distance.
distance.
Right, yeah.
But he acts like it is so far.
Answer the question, please.
But you said how I get here?
Yeah.
You know, just recruited here for soccer. So I would say my senior year of high school, I had no clue what I was doing, honestly. Knew nothing about the recruiting process. Just know I wanted to play at the next level. And so within like the last 3 months of high school, one of my goalkeeper was like, "Hey, do you want to play trial for our club team?" I'm like, "I don't know what a club team is, but all right." So, and he was like, "Yeah, we travel." So we traveled, you know, I mean, Baltimore's not far from where we at, but Baltimore showcase, I think it was a Florida showcase, and then it was some other showcase. So I did like 3 showcases. And within that time, you know, I was starting to pick up a little bit of recruitment. And Shenandoah was one of those schools that recruited me, and I had no clue. I never heard of a Shenandoah. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. I didn't know what a Winchester, Virginia was. all that. So
A lot to get accustomed to when you got here.
Yeah, because I mean, like for me growing up, where I grew up at, it's like all I knew about Virginia was Arlington and Alexandria. That's it. We cross that bridge, that's where you go, and then that's all I knew. So
Right.
in my head, I'm sure I went to other places within my life, but so coming out here, I visited and everything like that, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, like the head coach was British, so I just figured like, I was like, all right,
Gotta be good.
Gotta be great.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotta have some knowledge.
And then they just had a guy at a turf field, so turf was just being new at that time.
Yep.
And I didn't do it overnight because it like had snowed when I was supposed to do it overnight. So when I just did a visit and I came up and I wasn't what's it called, accepted yet, and so it came in and they basically accepted me on the spot because we had the advisor go in and talk to the people because I don't think I was going to get in. Other than that. And then they came back and said, yeah, you're accepted and all that. And I was like, all right. My mom was like, looked at the financial things and she's like, you want to go here? I'm like, yeah. It's not too far. It's not too, it's far enough, but close enough at the same time.
Right.
I think I can start here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I'll come. And then they had kinesiology at the time, so I was like, yeah, I'll come here.
Okay. So and talk about how campus has changed a ton since you've been
Campus
here.
has changed so much, and it's hilarious. Like it is hilarious to watch these kids now that are here and complain about certain things. I'm like, man, look.
Back in my day,
Where we're sitting at was gravel, like gravel. This is where we tailgated for football games. Like this was nothing. This is all grass and gravel. This, you know what I mean? You pulled up right here and you go in the grass, and that's where you tailgate, and then you go to the football game, whatever. We was going to Shingleton Gym for basketball games, and that's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble, but that's like a middle school gym. Let's be real. Like, you know what I mean?
It's pretty small.
is a very small
It's
gym.
very very small, but
Okay,
it worked though. It worked though because it's like.
Home court advantage.
Yeah, because like you're jam packed in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So you're jam packed, you're loud, you're going crazy and helping our team win. And then I'm trying to think, what else did we not have? HLSB was not here. We're in front of
I was saying none of the stuff in
front of Racy and Parker. That was a
Okay.
parking lot.
Oh wow.
That wasn't grass area. That was a
Oh.
parking lot. Like trying to think. Like I said, HLSB wasn't there. That was a side parking lot
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say.
Chantel was obviously here.
Was that parking lot in front of the theater? There was that always there?
In front of OBT?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
there.
that was there, okay.
That was there.
Okay.
The Village was not
yeah,
there.
definitely not.
That was the Villages was not there. That was just random parking and grass and all that stuff. Aiken Stadium was
definitely
was just a grass area
Yeah.
that everybody kind of could practice on. We practiced there a couple times.
Yeah.
The IM field is where we kind of practice for the talk. Where the parking lot is over here. What's that one called? Where the first year's
here?
park at? Yeah.
Oh,
first
the
year's
parking.
Oh, the garage?
Yeah, the
Okay.
garage. That was called the Rock.
Oh, okay.
So
The Rock.
you walk up that, and that's another field that you can
Okay.
practice on. So to see all the development is crazy. But like
Yeah.
I said, to now hear these students and be like, oh, we don't have parking or we don't have this. And I'm like, you don't have what? Like, huh? Or you complain about the basketball court, or you just complain about everything. You're going to
can't
figure out a
complain
way.
about this basketball court. I feel like it's fine.
You know, it's not necessarily the basketball court, but you just
Yeah.
find a way.
Yeah, just
You
like
find a way.
the little things, little tidbits about
You
everything.
know, we don't got space for this. We don't got, yes, you do. You go in your locker room. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a nice locker room.
Yeah,
It is a
they
nice
are
locker
nice
room,
locker
you know.
rooms.
I mean, one thing I love about this building is that, and I guess it's multi-purpose, but also several practices can happen at once.
Oh yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I think we're all trying to be respectful of each other's time, but it could happen.
You do like basketball and track cross country.
That definitely happens.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely happens.
I've seen. We've had basketball, baseball, softball. I mean, we've had track going on back here.
Yeah. The throwers right
Throwers.
Yep.
You got throwers going. You got track running around,
here.
sprinters
The
and whatever.
The pit over there.
You got
Yeah.
weight room going on
The
over
weight
there.
room.
You got basketball practice going on here, or volleyball. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on, and I think that the coaches have done a great job of talking to each other and communicating and just being able to handle all the different outside noise that comes with everybody doing
Just
that.
respecting
Because
each
I mean, when
other's
you got
space,
baseball
yeah.
bats, bing, bing, bing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I forget even about the cage.
Yeah,
no, the
so
cage.
that's what I'm
baseball,
saying.
yeah.
They're in here, they're
Yeah.
pitching, so you hear the glove, pah,
That happens
and then you
over
get the
break.
bing, bing
Yeah.
from them hitting, and then you got basketball coaching. You know what I mean? Coaching basketball, and it's just nice to see all that going on. It's
together.
very busy because a lot of times it gets lonely up here because it's just me or Madison.
You guys in an empty gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's peaceful, and then sometimes like you want the noise. You know.
Yeah.
So
And the music.
I feel like if it was the only thing that I'd
the
and
music could stand.
obviously like this isn't me complaining at all, but like
You did that on purpose. Right? You didn't catch that, did you?
I didn't. I was too busy trying to get my point across.
Hey,
Blue's just
kid,
over here interrupted,
I'm not. That wasn't me.
messing around.
I didn't do it. Come on.
That was him.
Put your thinking cap
That's
on.
what he does.
Remember.
I was just saying, like the only thing that I'd wish for this place, and like I've heard all the complaints about this building, but like
Oh boy.
the one thing
Are
that
you
I
about
would
to complain?
want, no, I'm not. This isn't a complaint. This is a wish.
Okay.
Is just to have the walls pushed out so that the bleacher, or even just one of the walls pushed
The
out.
walls
so the
pushed
bleachers,
out.
so the bleachers could come in and we could host better track events.
Got you.
That's
You
where
know
I'm
that's
going with
you
that.
know what's
Yeah.
funny is like we was walking around. I think it was 2018. We was walking around and stuff like that, and I think my boss, well, she still is my boss, Amanda Levy. We're talking, and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna host track events," and then I'm like,
How?
"Where?"
And like that, and I think Morocco's done a great job
Nah,
setting it up.
he's done awesome
the
with
way
it.
that he likes it. I like at least there's spectator seating in all the places that you need to see.
Yeah, he's done awesome. And then one thing about track is like everything's not happening at one time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you know,
he does a good
so
job making the schedule.
throwing can be happening
it all,
at this, or the 200 can be happening at that. So you get that crowd, and then they leave, and then you know whatever. So it does work out good. But
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, I don't see it. And then when I first saw it, I was like, wow, he really divvied this
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? So
And I'm
shout
still
out
trying to
Coach
figure out
Morocco.
a camera situation up over there. Maybe put in like a conference camera up there so that we can control it from the ground.
Let me pull out my phone because I got to write all these notes down. Kerrick's over here, you know.
It's so like we have
Anything else for you? You know what I'm saying?
Here it goes. Here it goes.
Anything else for you?
So
There it goes.
we bought conference cameras, and I think we're gonna end up putting one up there so we can
Gotcha.
control it from the ground. Then like maybe like if we have like other events, we can have that as another camera if we can't have the bleacher fully out, you know, or even just like a secondary camera to use for basketball, volleyball, even on top of that. But like even just something just so that they can wrap around the track. I just want to make better broadcasts for the track team. That's really all my goal is right now.
See,
I mean,
look at you.
so
appreciate
you pivoted. You pivoted that from a complaint to a
Yeah,
showcase.
I said it was a wish.
No.
No,
It was never a complaint.
See, look, I'm trying to tell y'all.
Why are you putting words in my
No,
mouth?
I'm not. I'm saying you.
You said I pivoted from a complaint. It was never a complaint.
Well, it started as one because
I
you
don't
said
think it did.
push the wall back. That's
It
a lot of
was
work.
it was
That
it was an
crazy.
idea. It was a
The-
wish.
The push the wall back was crazy.
was-
'cause, I mean, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
I don't know.
It
Like
was.
that's basically a demolition.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, a lot of
I can
money.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generous.
But it's
I
all
don't know how it works in Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Out
we
here.
don't have as much money as this place does. I tell you what.
Gosh. My goodness. Do you know any DMV slang?
Oh, stop it.
Because we had this conversation about
Stop it.
Wisconsin slang.
I don't know if there's like Wisconsin slang.
Well,
I mean, like it's hard for me to like come up with Wisconsin quote unquote slang.
Yeah, I
because,
mean,
like,
we
I'm
looked
from
it up.
there. That's
It
all
wasn't-
just natural.
it wasn't great.
Yeah,
I don't know. What was that one with the water fountain or something?
Oh, the bubbler.
Oh,
The bubbler.
Yeah,
the bubbler?
yeah. We call it bubbler.
Please don't stop. You did that on purpose again. Again. This guy, for people, like, this guy knows
No,
my
stop,
triggers. So,
stop,
like,
stop. Stop,
playing,
stop.
bro.
Don't coerce people.
He's playing.
Okay, so you don't know any
Hold on,
DMV
hold on.
slang.
We gotta go. No. We're not just gonna go away from that. The bubbler?
Yes.
So you call the water fountain the bubbler?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like otherwise,
grown
like
adults or
usually
like kids?
it's mostly the kids. I'd
Okay.
say it's mostly like
I mean,
just
that
kind
makes
of growing
sense.
up through school.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Like
to the
like
bubbler.
when you're young, you know, like the water comes out and makes little bubbles in the thing. You call it a little bubbler, you know.
Okay.
It's not like a
you grow out of that,
major.
though,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know how often I call it bubbler these
You're
days.
not
I
like-
feel like even these days,
You don't tell like your little cousin like I'm gonna take you to the bubbler.
no.
Okay.
Like I'll say like water fountain, drinking fountain,
Okay.
whatever.
But elementary
Even
school
like
kids-
sometimes I'll even like sometimes I might like slip up and say it, but like I'll still like correct myself because I know that I'm in a place that doesn't call it that, so they don't know what I'm talking about.
The water fountain just isn't what I would think of if you slipped up. You said the
Well,
bubbler.
and I think that like there, like water fountain, you think of like the big fountains, like the actual like statue in the middle fountains, like the thing in the middle of the Wilkins Pond fountain type thing, you know.
Okay. All right. The bubbler. That's the new one. I'm going to remember
Never use it.
that. Yeah. Nah, I'm going to Wisconsin. I'm saying, yo, where's the bubbler? Where's the bubbler?
Pondering something over here.
Anyways, do you know any DMV slang? Oh,
Probably not.
none.
I don't think so.
We should ask LA to teach you.
No,
some
see, no.
DMV.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
DMV slang.
What?
I don't know
No.
if I need to know DMV
I don't.
slang.
I don't even know.
You live here.
Yeah.
We're okay.
I mean,
It's not like we
Virginia.
speak two different languages.
We're calling this the DMV now.
What is the DMV? Explain to the people who don't know what the
You-
The
DMV
Department of
you-
Motor Vehicles.
It's a metro. Okay, that's in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I sold myself on that one.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that was good.
Department
That was a good one.
of Motor Vehicles.
Okay.
Dad joke.
Well, we call
Sorry.
it in Maryland. We call it the MVA.
Yeah. I don't know what that stands
Maryland
for.
Vehicle
Administration.
Administration. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of the DMV till I got out here. But like the DMV for us is different.
Yeah,
explain-
yeah. I
explain
know,
the
I know,
DMV
like what the
since
DMV
You
Winchester-
just
is.
wanted. Okay.
Since Winchester's not in the
So the DMV for us is DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but it's a
Right.
metropolitan area.
Right.
So like basically where the metro goes is what is consisted of the DMV.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get that mixed up with like it's the whole state of Maryland, it's the whole state of Virginia. Like no.
So you would say Baltimore's not included?
No, it is not a part of the DMV at all. And you knew that, and that's why you said it.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
you knew that. What metro go to the
I
Baltimore?
was just asking. I'm
What metro
just
go to Baltimore?
clarifying.
Nah, they're not a part. In my eyes, they're not a part of it.
So Winchester is not a part of
No. What metro comes
the
here?
V of Virginia.
No.
Okay.
It's
The V of
you
Virginia.
know what I'm saying? Now, some people get hurt about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you ask anybody that's really from it, it's no.
I mean, like
Winchester's not a part of
everybody
it.
will, even if they're like not in that specific.
They
area,
wanna
I
be
feel
a
like
part of it.
Everybody will always say like they're part of like a bigger metropolitan area.
Yeah, it's easier.
Just 'cause it's
Definitely
easier.
easier.
To, just like you're in the area,
Relevance
Even
of
if
like,
they're, like,
oh, I'm from
45
like,
minutes away.
like Wisconsin. What would you? Everyone says they're from Milwaukee.
Everyone says they're from Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
then they're like 20, 30 minutes out in the
Yeah.
suburb.
Where are you from?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Like
So you're
actual
actually from
yeah.
Milwaukee.
Actual Milwaukee, yeah.
Okay.
So like
My,
your
my house,
address
my
says
house
Milwaukee.
address says Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes. My house address says Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
I never understood that though. Like just be,
Yeah.
if I grew up in Winchester, I'm from Winchester. I'm not gonna say I'm from
And if people ask you like where it's from, then
Nova. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say I'm from Winchester, Virginia. I'm from, but like I guess though too. Like if you ask anybody from PG where they from, they're gonna tell you PG. They're not gonna tell you the exact city, and or the count or like whatever it's called. But
City, yeah.
yeah, and then if they go further, that normally means that they know about PG County. So like, oh,
Yeah.
what part? Then that's when I'll say Upper Marlboro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about locations,
oh
Okay.
boy.
LA, you have been in Winchester for a little bit. Before we go back to, well, hold on, let's go back before we get to there. Okay.
Okay.
Before we get to that part, let's talk about your year at coaching. You got your first start at McDaniel after you graduated.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but I
Got your
graduated
master's.
and then I
Oh,
did
you
a year
started here. Okay,
That's
okay.
why I was like, okay.
But somewhere else.
Okay.
You went to McDaniel. Talk
Right.
about that year at McDaniel.
2
Was it
years.
2 years. Talk about 2 years.
It was definitely a great experience for real. It was they say it's good to leave,
Yeah.
at least leave
Go
and
somewhere else
and
before,
go
yeah.
somewhere and come back. So I'll be honest, my first year I hated it. It was just such a different experience, a different culture, a different head coach. It was just everything was different.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know. I didn't know a lot about like the seriousness of like what D3
Yeah.
sports could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the lady that I worked for, she was just really, really dedicated to that. Like, I mean, everything was soccer.
Yeah.
Like she loved, like she was all about her team. I mean, just she's looking at gear, she's looking at, film, she's looking at, she's traveling to UVA to go study the women's soccer, like the national team, and like just watching them practice and game plan and all that other stuff. Like she was just on it, and like me, I'm like, nah, I don't do all that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Not
Like,
that deep, yeah.
yeah, not that deep. I didn't watch film in college. I didn't do any of that. So, and I didn't know it because I wasn't taught that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know. So, I mean, she was very attention to detail. I think that also played a part too. Those 2 years, like we would sit there and watch film games, and she would print off these pieces of paper, and I would have to watch who won the 50-50 ball, how many passes was connected, how many passes was not connected, you know, just shot on goal, shot off frame, like just every little thing that you can think, and then she would do the math of it. Like, all right, so the percentage of, you know, this, their shooting percentage is this, their 50-50 percentage is that, like the connecting of passes is this, and then she would put that all up and then post it for the girls to see, and it's like, all right, you ain't playing, don't question it, it's right here. Like
Everything you need to know.
everything you need to know is right here. And I mean, that would take like 2 hours just doing one game.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, but like that was the second year we created that bond. The first year it was just more like, you know, I wear a hat. I wear a hat in the office. I'm not thinking that's like not professional.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but she did not like that. So I'm like, okay. I had to go pump the balls every day. I'm like, what am I pumping balls for every day? Like I just pumped it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so like those things, I just was not accustomed to. And you know, after the first year, it was kind of like, you know, I can move on from you. And I'm like, move on from me. Whoa. So I called Coach Pike. I'm like, look, this lady, I think she's trying to get rid of me.
Yeah.
And, you know, Pike being Pike, like, you know, all right, well, I can find you somewhere else, and you know, we can look here, and I'm like, nah, Pike, I'm not trying to do all that. Like, I already started my master's career here, and you know, I want to finish, get that
done, yeah.
Because I had a conversation. My parents were ready to retire at that time, and so I was like, well, I need to go to. Like, I'm trying to get my master's. They was like, all right, I'll give you 2 years, because I took 6 to do here. I'll give you 2 years. If you're not done in 2, it's over with. So I was like, nah, I already made an agreement with them and everything. So I came back, like I took that break over the summer, and I came back with a different mindset, and you know, it was love after that. Like, it was easy sailing and just understanding how important the detail it was for her and all those different things. And we went to the Sweet 16 that year.
Wow.
We
That's
were
big.
we were number 1, and we finished the regular season as number 1. We lost in the Centennial Conference Championship to John Hopkins.
Tough
I think
conference.
3-1, and we hosted. We got to host the NCAA tournament. So it was a lot, and to get to the Sweet 16, I was like big. I didn't even know we had that at D3. So when you're like doing all that and going through that and getting passes and you're traveling and you're experiencing that, and then I'm like, oh, so this is what D1. Like what you see on TV, that's what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not as big, but it was definitely cool and definitely a great experience.
I would say when you get that far, though, I mean, that's when you really start to feel the experience of like, damn, this is what it feels like to win and be good at this level.
Yeah,
right.
Because we are the largest division with 400 teams. So it's like to get in that, I don't even know how many they choose for basketball, but to get into that slot is like, all right, now you start to feel very special.
Right.
And like, start to treat you like you see on TV.
Yeah.
So no, that's
it was dope because like when I played here, we didn't win much. You know what I mean? So I felt like, I don't know if y'all you get like you tend to learn how to win and you tend to learn how to lose.
Yeah.
And I felt like when I was here as a player, like I'm learning, like, oh, we're up 1-0.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, we about to lose this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I'll just be honest.
Somehow, some way,
Somehow,
it's just gonna
some
go
way,
south,
we about to lose.
Can't get up right
You
now.
know what I mean? And then, but then when I went there, like I said, I didn't understand that. So I'm expecting the same thing. Oh, we're winning, but something's about to happen. And no, it wasn't like that. And then it got to a point where I was like, I'm getting off this bus every game.
Yeah,
and I don't expect to lose.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose. If we go down 1-0, we're going to figure out a way to either tie this or we're going to win this. And that's where, you just saw the deepness, the toughness, the mindset, the training, all that came into play. And it was just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm learning how to win. Like, you have a team. I get up, I get to work, and my other GAs are like, yo, y'all had practice this morning? I'm like, nah. You're like, well, I saw your whole team outside at 5 a.m. by themselves, like no coach. I'm like,
Player led.
And that was stuff that I'm like, as me as a player, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. by myself. Like, no. But again, it was a mindset that wasn't taught. So it was definitely a dope experience.
So how did that shape you recruiting wise? Like, came from really good soccer growing up. You got to be with her for a year. How was that going out to recruit with her, and what did you really take from how she recruited?
So like the first year, I didn't really get to recruit.
Okay.
Like she didn't really. Yeah, I think the way I think a lot of what stems to me now being so disciplined and attention to
You weren't
attention
ready?
to detail is because she was so like that.
Yeah.
Like she didn't really, want help. Like
Yeah.
she was like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I have my goal. I'm driven. I'm going to
Okay.
do this. And like, if you're going to be a part of this, I have to trust you 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't think she trusted me 100%. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like, rightfully so at that
Yeah.
that point in my. But what she didn't know is recruiting was my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I love watching and seeing like, all right, who's good? Like who I can sit here in like 30 seconds and tell you
Right.
who I like. Coach
Right.
Blue knows that because like I'll see sometimes somebody playing, or I'll be at their practices and I'm like, yo, I like that kid. Like he's gonna be a star for y'all. And I'm 2 for 2, right?
You are?
All right.
2 for 2. Not going to say who they are. Ain't gonna hype them up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hype you up. But
No love.
No love.
No love.
No love.
but so I didn't really get to recruit that much my first year, and then the second year, that's when she kind of like trusted me and said, all right, these. So for people that don't know, like they reach out to you at the D3 level, and you let them know, hey, like yo, I'll come watch you play, and then you while you're watching, you can look and see other players that you like, and then you reach out to them, and then you give them feedback once you're done. So she would call me and be like, hey, so did you, obviously, did you watch all these girls? Yes. And then I'll give her the rundown of what I saw, and because she's very picky on who she wants. She's not just taking 20 girls and like, all right, whoever wants to be a part of McDaniel's Soccer is going to be a part of it. It's like, no. It's like, I have about 8 girls I'm interested in, and if you going to go outside of that 8, they better be good. Like, are they better than what's currently on the roster? And if they're not, I don't even want to talk to them. So that's where she was with that, and it was really cool process and to help with that.
So that was your favorite part of the job?
With
when you were at McDaniel?
The second year, I think I liked all of it.
You liked all of it.
I liked being a part of the necessities. Like, so she would make me, before every game I had to go to Safeway, and I knew the list by heart. So I knew that they needed trail mix, they needed peanut butter jelly sandwiches, they needed the goldfish, they needed wow, that's crazy, I actually don't go. And like I knew exactly what aisle they were in, the fruit roll-ups, everything like that. And the oranges, all the different things. So I had to make sure I was going there to get that. Then I had to make sure to get the not Starbucks. Who does the bagels? Is that Starbucks? Panera Bread. So I had to have the Panera Bread order every game. Make sure that was ready. And trust me, you get that wrong, them girls are not gonna let you live that.
Not happy.
Yeah. So you gotta have the Panera Bread order. You like I said, had to have the balls pumped. Had to make sure just all the little logistics of things like that were done correctly, and it just made me feel good to know like, all right, all this stuff is ready for you, all ready to go. All y'all do is worry about playing.
Okay, so you come back to Winchester.
Yeah.
Now I will just give you a little story. I think just this morning I was talking to somebody and they see my hoodie, and they're like, "Oh, LA trained my daughter," or LA. Do you know LA? And I'm like,
He is capping.
no, I'm not.
You know what capping means, right?
Yeah,
All
of course.
No.
Yeah, he's trying to play you. He's trying to play you.
No, I'm trying to get off.
I'm like, yeah, I know LA, of course. He's talking about, his
So
daughter.
that happened this morning.
This morning.
Okay.
Dad goes to Hanley. I can't think of his name right now. Not goes to Hanley. His daughter goes to Hanley. She's a sophomore. You might know who I'm talking about. She plays on varsity.
I have a lot of
You see that? You see
players. I coach a high school team.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
what
I
do you
know.
mean? I got
But
17 girls. Like,
But she plays basketball too.
basketball and soccer. Oh, Reese.
Reese, yeah, my
Johnny
Reese.
Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Shout out
talking
to Johnny
him.
Craig. Yeah.
But that's not my only story. Like, there's just so many where I go out. If I wear this, do you know LA? Like that, I'm not even lying. So, your love for Winchester,
love for Winchester.
you are the man of the people. I will say that. Like, I'm serious. You have brought prestige to Winchester from a lot of people who don't know SU, or even still people that I meet that are like, I hear about the campus, but have never been on campus, never been to a game, but they do know who you are. So how does that? One, how do you feel about your time here and like how you've grown to love it? because I think I remember you telling me you didn't like it that much at first.
No, I didn't.
To now, you owning a home and
Don't put my business out there, man.
you own a home. I didn't say your address. You coached at Hanley. Like, you've done some things now. Let's just talk about you just being the man of Winchester.
Okay, see, you always got to do the most. When I got here, I was just like, what is Winchester? Like, this is nothing. Like, there's nothing to do. Like, I don't like it. Like, I just was ready to go home on Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and then the summertime. I was ready to go back. And then my sophomore year was when we not bought a house, but we lived off campus. Well, lived on campus, but like the summer of going into my junior year, we lived off campus. And that's when I was like, oh, like, it's freedom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is freedom. Like, I ain't got to check in with my parents, like, all year round. Like, you know what I mean? I'm here with my best friends living in the house. Like, this is cool. And so I would just always just go out and meet people. So I would go, just to random events or things that's happening in the community, and that's how I meet people. And then it just grew from time, So I like the small area, but like, everybody know everybody type thing. You got to move differently when it's like that, but it's
because you're a celebrity. So
okay,
and
it's very
eat with him.
It's very supportive.
Town supportive. Eat your food.
Okay, you done? I'm trying to answer your question, but
we can go back. We can go back to affirmations for Coach Blue again if we really need to.
Please. Yeah. No, I'm uncomfortable.
Is that your outward?
Can't do it.
Is that your outward?
Yeah, not if I'm uncomfortable. You can't do it.
But I met a lot of cool people, and like a lot of people still from when I met them in 2009, 2010 are still here. Yeah. Some people have moved, obviously, but their families are still here, so they come and visit, and they've always shown love and support. So that's been really cool to build those bonds, and a lot of them I consider family and things like that, especially because my family's obviously not out here. So, and then just work in different places. So I've worked. I worked at Sheets, Bob Evans, Finish Line, Chili's, Alamo Draft House, Shenandoah, obviously, and Village Square. So I worked at all these places, and I met, like I said, throughout that time, met a lot of people. So, through and throughout, so it's just been, good relationships I met, and sometimes.
And you treat people right, so
not
only are you a celebrity, but you treat people right. So
enough with the
that was good to see humble celebrities. You know what I mean?
All right. We're just gonna keep going.
So, what is your ultimate goal? Obviously, you want to.
Mind you, it happens to me too with him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he's been here a certain time.
Obviously, you want to work in sports.
Like you work at SU, right? And I'm like, yeah. Like Coach Blue, do you know him? Like they changed my son. He plays basketball at Hanley. Like it's the same thing. Like don't. And that's
Coach Blue is definitely a celebrity in the sports training world.
Yeah. And he's always at like.
All right. So, anyways,
I think he might be uncomfortable with you calling him a
celebrity. Thank you, Kerry.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. Yeah. He likes to be so funny.
So ultimately, you want to work in sports.
Yes,
So
I love sports.
What's like one of your ultimate goals for, like, career wise?
I don't even know. It changes like every day, but I can see myself being like a athletic director of like maybe a high school. I don't know about college, but who knows? And then like my dream, like growing up, well not growing up, but like in college, once I realized I wasn't going to the NFL or the NBA or anything like that, I was like to be like a GM of a team, and putting my team together, picking who I want, and that's what I think I love about recruiting. It's like you get to go out and you get to pick who you like, and then you develop them. It's not like, even though I said I would never coach high school, but I do it now. But high school is just more like who's going to show up.
Sure.
They can play for you one year and then be like, oh no, you know what? I play basketball, so I'm going to play basketball. Oh, I run track, so I want to run track. And it's like, oh man, now I don't have this. Whereas like you go recruiting, it's like I want to play soccer, or I want to play basketball, I want to play football, and like, all right, I'm going after you, and I'm going to develop you to be a better player. And so that's what I feel like when it comes to being a GM or even an AD, is like you're picking that coach to be like, hey, I believe in you, I see your vision, and you can be, you can bring us, conference championships, or you can bring us, player of the year or whatever, coach, like all those different accolades. So that's where I can see myself, because I like those relationships and those bonds. I think relationships are just important, period, in all aspects of life. So, unfortunately, it's not always going to work out with everyone. You'll build some, and things happen. But you know, the most part, I think that's why, you know, I like it so much, is the relationship part of it, and just understanding that, like, hey, we might, like, I care about you. I'm here to help you, and just talk to me and communicate with me, and we'll get it there. So I think that's what I would be successful in, would be like an AD or something like that.
So,
but who knows?
So maybe the AD of Hanley?
That's crazy that you did that. That's crazy that you did that.
A lot of instigating going on.
Man
in
of
my
the
life
people.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man of the people.
So yeah, you know, I do. There was some. I would like to shadow the AD at Hanley, just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Not necessarily I'm going to be the AD tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
But I would
Could
like
be,
to.
though.
I would like to just see what it's like to. See what he does on a normal basis, what he has to go through.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's funny, he texted me back and said, "Do you want a good day or a bad day?" I said, "Let me get both.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see a good day and just think that's what it's going to be. I want to see a good day and I want to see a bad day. I want to see a busy day. I want to see a non-busy day. So I want to see all that. So we'll see. But
Okay. Can't wait. I can see that. So pivoting, obviously this
can we
podcast.
make sure?
is-
Did y'all do a podcast with him yet?
Yeah, we had a day where him and I
It's
just
just
chatted.
never, but it's never
No,
just.
It's not like about him.
No,
No.
it's not-
I want the one that's about him. Let me be on that.
Okay,
Let me
anyways.
come up with the conversation, the you know, the questions.
Never
We're
gonna-
focus
that's
on you.
never gonna be a
That's
thing.
that's
You know, this is
crazy.
where I will take pride. I won't let that happen. That won't happen.
We also tried to include him when we had Doyle on the podcast, because we got a little bit of insight from the assistant coach side of things, and kind of hearing from him a little bit on that. And
Yeah, that was
nothing as
Awkward.
much as we're thinking about.
that was awkward because
Doing,
it's all
but-
about the guys. It's not about me. Anyway,
You deserve credit just as much. Stop
okay.
it.
All right. So
Affirmations for Coach
Oh,
Blue
my
will
God.
always be
all
on
right.
this
So
podcast.
pivoting, right? Obviously, this is presented by Red. So recently, in our first social for Red, we talked about the Tariq Hill incident.
Okay.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to talk about these things going on because I would say since, you know, COVID and a ton of social injustice from like that 2020 mark on, I want to say it's gotten better, but I also want to just say people have just been more cognizant, more training on these things, how to handle the situation. So I can say it got better. Unfortunately, that this was a tough situation that happened, but it was a good teaching moment and a learning moment for the student athletes that I wanted to take advantage of and capitalize. So we talked about it, and I just wanted their thoughts. I didn't want to like make it too intense for the first meeting, right? But I did want to give them a chance to talk about it. So what was your immediate reaction, and what are your thoughts on the incident?
For me personally, when it comes to anything, it's like you want to hear both sides of the story.
Yep.
So
I'm
when
the same way.
when it first was reported that he got arrested, I'm like, come on, like, why? You know, in my head, like, why are you messing with Tyreek Hill? You know what I mean? You know that he's a Miami Dolphin player, like, whatever. And then you hear the reports, and then I'm like, all right, let's wait for the body cam, because he went out and said all this stuff, and then when the body cam footage came out, immediately I'm like, okay, so, you know, the stuff that I was taught as a kid and like I just believe in, it's like, all right, you get pulled over, you just be respectful to the cop. The cop is still a person at the end of the day. I'm not going to use me personally, my skin color as a excuse of why somebody's going to treat me this way. I'm going to respect you. You're going to respect me. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to look you in your eye, hands on wheel. Hey, I'm about to go grab my, you know, what's it called, insurance or whatever, and my ID.
Your ID,
Show you to you. Do you know why I pulled you over? Not really, but you can tell me. And all right, cool. I got my window down, everything like that, and then I just sit there and wait. You know, you come back, whatever, have a good day, and that's normally how I go about it. When I saw the video, and it's like, you're being rude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit here and portray that you were just this innocent guy. And this goes for anybody. I don't care that it's Tyreek Hill. I'm talking about anybody. And it's like, don't be, because I've sat in a car with somebody that's like literally being so disrespectful to the cop, and the cop is literally just asking questions. And it's like, yo, I wasn't even going to give you a ticket, but because you're acting like this, now I'm going to write you one.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's how I felt about that situation. Now, the cop, the second cop, that came and I'm gonna lock the door for you and pulling them and out, that's totally unnecessary. Like you have to be as a cop control yourself because he, rolling the window up, his window's mad tinted, so you don't know what he was doing in there. Even though you can see him putting his seatbelt on, basically, whatever. So I just felt like, you initiated it in the sense of being rude. Like you didn't have to do all that. But then at the same time, the aggression and the pride being hurt by that second officer was ridiculous. And then on top of that, all right, now you got him on the ground. Okay, you get him up. He's talking to you. He's cooperating now. And now you're being a jerk, in my opinion. And then the other cop has been good. And from what I saw, just talking to him, cooperating. And then the other cop comes and tries to jump on his back. Like now you're trying to choke him while he's handcuffed and put him down. Now this is the stuff that's scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that's like, how do these people get these jobs? Like, because you can't tell me that's the first time you did that. You know what I mean? Imagine if that wasn't Tyreek Hill. Imagine if that was, in the woods somewhere, a back road or something like that. That man might have died. Just off the strength of you being so mad that he didn't roll his window down. So, so I tell people all the time, just cooperate. Now, if you cooperate and then you just go aggressively crazy like that, then I'm 100% on. But I think a lot of times people bring that onto themselves and they use, oh, I'm this, or I'm that, or like, so that's their excuse of why they were handled. And it's like, oh, all right, well, let's see the footage. Let's see let's hear it. And then it's like, so you did all that, but you forgot all that all of a sudden. And I think we need to hold ourselves accountable in those things.
And then there's the other side, though. Like, again, we speak truth to everything. He is an athlete. He is a block away from the arena. You can literally see
the entrance.
The entrance of it, and the traffic signs saying, merging into one lane. So I did think that was a moment for the officer to have some de-escalation, knowing that one, we're in front of people. This is clearly a football player. I mean, if you look at his car, right, like that's not a normal, not even a rich person's right. You know what I mean, like
maybe in Miami though. Like
maybe Miami,
not even trying to be funny. Like
maybe
in Miami.
You're probably right.
I've been to Miami plenty, and like
you're probably right.
You've seen a lot of those.
Quite a bit.
You're probably right. But at that point, he's got a tank on, so he ain't going on a football game like that. I mean, more than likely he's not. So it's like at that point, just looking at everything that's happened over these past couple of years, and just, all right, he's a black man. Let me not get pissed because he's acting that way. Let me just prove him otherwise. Like, I have no reason to act that way. Still, whether we want to get him out the car or not, there was just, it was like almost like, you're not about to show me up. I'm going to show you.
And that's what I'm saying. It was the pride in that second officer because the first officer, like when the video first starts, you can kind of hear the officer say, "That's Tyreek Hill."
Yeah, he did.
You can hear it in the background. Like, it's like that's Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? And then so the one guy, like at least from my perspective, it was like the one guy was trying to talk to him, and he's like, he's like, why I gotta roll my window or whatever he said. And he's like, what do you mean I can't? You know what I'm saying? I can't see you. Like, like why? Yeah. Oh, he's like, why? He's like, don't knock on my door like that. Don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that. And he's like, well, how did I knock on your window? Like, I gotta let you know that I'm here. Like, and you know what I'm saying? So he's talking to him with respect. And then the other guy with the pride, he was just on some like, yo, I'm trying to whoop him.
See, like, and
it's like you could tell he knew who Tyreek Hill was. He wanted to prove a point that you athletes aren't above the law. And he wanted to, take out his frustration of whatever he had going on in his life.
A lot of stuff.
And like the funny part of me was just like, oh, that officer just is playing against him in this week's fantasy football game, right?
Like, he just want to, like, he's thinking, this is my opportunity, This is the funny he said that, right?
You go from playing to doubtul real
exactly.
quick. The out.
Like, I can control this now, right? No, but I mean, like, even like for me, like, I agree with everything that he said. Like, I've always been the same way, where like I want to know both sides of something before I have my opinion on something. And I even like the fact that like Tyreek Hill came out after the game and was and like acknowledged that I should have been more cooperative. Like, I shouldn't have just been like, why are you knocking on my window like that? Like, obviously they're just trying to do their job at that time, right? And then it's like, because he's showing that aggression, he's not cooperating. That's why things kind of escalated. And I remember mentioning at the social, like the person who the body cam was on was the calmest person.
It was very calm.
There, right? Like, he tried to de-escalate when his teammate pulled up to the side, just being like, hey, just
get back in the car. You're parked in a
Yeah.
driving lane right now.
Yeah.
We just need you to go. And it's like he tried to step in front of somebody else, like another officer who was like, give me your license, give me your license, and the dude was just like, just get back in the car and go.
Yeah.
But like, and that's why I told him, I'm like, was the guy with the body cam like a lower ranking officer, and like that's why he sort of like backed off or like stayed out of the way of everything, or like what's that story? I feel like that's really what I'm curious about in the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, and Tariq does not have the best track record with law enforcement.
Yeah.
And based on his other things he's got going on, it's tough. So what I'm trying to say is there's already a mistrust with law enforcement. There's already a mistrust with officers.
Yeah.
He already felt some type of way
Yeah.
before he even knocked on that window. Like, can't deal with this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why am I knocking on the window? So, well, thank you for that take. That was what?
No, I'm just sounding like, I don't know, just replay that in my, like, you know.
Yeah. The
Why
whole
are you knocking on my
situation.
window like that? It's like, come on, guy.
Just throw down the window because they can't see you. It's simple.
But hey, man, I'm not a professional.
Nah.
I don't make millions.
All right. Well, last thing before we let you go, if you had to build three positions, you had to, or not three positions, but three titles, I guess. If you had to build like a perfect team, all right. So we can go best coach or your favorite coach or wherever that would be, best leader, and then best player. No sport, any sport.
You talking just at SU or like everybody?
Oh, every
Oh,
professional
okay.
anyway.
Okay.
Just as you, that'd be interesting.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Because, like, I would say I really, even though I hated on Alabama, I really like how Nick Saban
Yep.
handles
Yeah.
his stuff. And I think that would probably be me,
Yeah.
especially as getting older. It's just like, just attention to detail is a
Yeah.
big thing to me. It's
Yeah.
like the small thing, and I even say it to the boys and my girls that I coach. It's like the little things that we're asking you to do matter so much.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like when you don't do those things, that can bite you in the tail. And it's like, you know, just being in shape or just, you know, doing a step to the right versus a step to the left or all those little things. And I think that's what he promotes, and he's so serious about it. And I mean, I wouldn't want to, you know, have a
I was
serious
gonna say
face
he's got a
all the
little anger
time.
management too.
Yeah, it's like I would love to. I like to laugh and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
those
yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, but we don't see what he does behind closed
Oh,
doors.
yeah,
So
yeah,
who
yeah.
knows? For the media, I'm sure I would act like, because I don't want to deal with media.
Right.
I don't want to talk to those
Yeah.
people. I mean, you know me very well. If I don't
Yeah.
want to talk to you, I'm good off that.
Yeah.
So maybe you would be like that. So I'm a Nick Saban guy.
All
when it
right, Nick
comes to
Saban, great choice.
coaching.
Great choice.
Okay. And what was the next?
Was it best leader? Best leader.
Best leader.
That's just tough because leader and best player sometimes are
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
like.
coincide a little bit.
they're synonymous. But if you had to give me might not always been the best player, and it could be somebody you coached.
I'm gonna do everything like right now because I can't really think about like
Okay.
when we were kids and then all that. Like leader wise, and you're gonna say I'm biased, but he did go to both schools actually.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, that's your guy.
It's a great choice.
Yeah.
I know you're just gonna make me smile.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So he
That's
went to
a-
Alabama, he went to
man.
Oklahoma. I'm a big Oklahoma fan.
Oh
So.
man, what an upstanding dude.
Okay.
You know what is wrong about Jalen? You tell me.
And then, but I think I have
Nothing.
two in that. Like, but I don't know how
you
he
don't
is.
have two.
No,
Jalen Hurts.
because I'm thinking about two people.
You said Hurts. So we gotta stick with that one now.
The other one
Okay,
is Rat.
what's the other one?
And Steph Curry.
Oh, okay.
You know, if we talking right now, I just like how those guys handle themselves
Yeah.
on and off the field. You don't
Yeah.
really, hear too much
Okay.
about anything. Steph is a family man. Like,
Okay.
he goes to things. He's not really involved in stuff. He's always got a lot. He doesn't really get in trouble. Like, he doesn't get in trouble
Doesn't
at
get in
all.
trouble.
But I meant like on the court.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see him getting texts and
He
everything.
throw his little,
Yeah,
he throw his
that's what I'm
mouthpiece.
saying.
He'll have his
little
time.
even his little
baby moments.
Even his little, like, I guess, cockiness,
Yeah.
I think is smooth. It's not
Yeah.
disrespectful. It's like, yo, I'm the best shooter. I shot this three. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at you and holler at
Nah,
you.
I love that.
And then boom.
I love
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sleep. You know
I
what
love
I'm
that,
saying?
yep.
Put you to sleep. And it's
Yep.
like, it's nothing too much.
No, it's not.
And then Jalen's the same way. It's like,
Good dude.
you know what I mean? I'm leading you guys. I'm going to take the credit. I'm going to take all the responsibility, accountability. You can blame it all on me if you want to. and that's fine. And I'm gonna go out there and lead.
Doesn't make
And
excuses.
it's
either.
like you gonna yell at me and scream at me and all. And I think that him and Steph have the same kind of thing. People yelling at them, screaming. And they're not getting. They're listening to you.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, calm down, relax. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. And I feel like that's kind of how I would like to
Yeah.
be. I'm so that's what I like about them.
Okay.
I like that.
And so you see how close that was, because that's now the last one is best player. Those two guys are the best players on the team, but best player now.
You say Jalen Hurts the best player on your Eagles team?
I would say right now he is.
He's the best player on your Eagles team.
For me, I would say he is.
Okay.
Who would you say?
I just ask. I mean, you got a lot.
You have a lot, but
You got
Nice running
Saquon, you
back.
got AJ, you got
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, you got.
But all those guys are dependent on him, though. So that's why.
I think your best athlete might be
I don't know if
Jalen, but
Saquon's
like
really
when it comes
dependent on
down to your
Jalen.
best player,
I think so. Depending on how well he plays, their chemistry, play call, and everything. I just think.
Well, if it's play calling,
confidence.
it's not up to Jalen. It's up to the coach.
It's not, but at the end of the day, a novice looking at the
Just
game.
hand off the ball
A
and let him
novice
go.
looking at the game will think it's Jalen Hurts' fault. Always.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
stops
how
with
I
the
feel.
leader.
But you listen. You know the game. So I can't tell you that. I'm just saying. I feel like he's the best player.
My leader would low-key be C.J. Stroud. I feel like he's composed himself in such a good
Yeah, I
manner
like
since he came
CJ.
in.
I like CJ. Yeah, I like CJ.
This is his
That's a good pick.
year and 2 weeks
Yeah.
in the league. I feel like he's been.
Did you see the
Spot
video the other day that came out? Like,
Which one?
so it's, they played the Bears, and after the game, he was trying to talk to Caleb Williams, and Caleb
Oh,
Williams
yeah.
was very visibly upset at himself. And
It's like they're the
and
same
he's
age.
just like, yo, like, hey, like, you're
And
gonna
he's
be great in
talking
this
to him like he's a
league.
vet.
He's like, yeah, he's like, you're gonna be great in this league.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't,
That
stop
was
taking
nice.
hits.
That was very nice.
And it was, for him to continue to be like, hey, listen to me, come here. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one too. Yeah, I can see that. And then you said best player.
Best player.
Best player.
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
You know what I'm saying? Got to go with KD, man. Got to show some PG love.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Okay. I can't argue with that one.
can't
So,
argue.
but before we leave, I just want you to teach Carrick, one
Oh,
DMV
gosh.
slang before
What?
before we get out of here. Just one.
Now I know what you want me to say.
No,
I
don't.
think.
I just want you to
I
teach
think.
one thing before we leave.
All right.
Oh boy. Well, I'm like, I don't know why I'm in the middle of
No,
this.
No, you're not in the middle of it. I just want him to teach you. one
So
thing.
what it is
you taught him
back
bubbling,
home
so
you have an accent, right? And he just finds it funny when my accent actually comes out because I don't really show it at work.
Yeah.
But like, I
actually like the accent. So
you know what I'm saying? So
It was
it's
the
like,
same thing when we had like Keyshawn on the podcast.
That's no.
His accent.
no, Baltimore
That's
and,
bad.
and
That's bad.
yeah, Baltimore and PG accents is
Two
two.
Yeah.
and two
Like we
and
say
you and-
two.
Yeah, we say two.
A dog is
I'm not saying that they were the
a
same. I'm
dog
just saying
is a
like what his
dog.
accent
These
is.
men,
Baltimore
these men be like hot dog.
You say two.
They be like hot dog.
Hot
What is a
dog.
dug? What is a dug?
I
dug into the ground.
I love seeing those like Baltimore accent
What did
videos.
What did
on-
John say about his underwear?
So okay, so he called it's Fruity Limes. I got my Fruity Limes on. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a what?
It's Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Looms.
Fruit of
You
the
know what I'm
Loom.
saying? But you see, I got all these Fruit of the Looms in my hand. Shout out to Sean Perry.
accent.
You know what I mean?
We love Sean.
All right, teach him one.
But all right, cause I can't say it because so basically like a Chinese spot back home, we not calling it the Chinese spot. We call it the curry out, and he finds that so funny. So like if you know what I'm saying, I want to go to the curry out to get like 4 wings with French fries with the mumbo sauce on top and a half and half. That's the order right there. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that when you go out to
So
pizza.
it's not a
not-
carry out. It's not CARRY.
It's curry out, and it's funny.
How do you spell that?
CARRYOUT curry out. So remember I said my family's West
Yeah,
Indian earlier. So it was hilarious. So my parents just celebrated their 50th anniversary, right? So a lot of my family flew in from Trinidad. A big thing in West Indian culture is curry, like curry chicken, curry goat, whatever. So we was talking about food or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, y'all want some chicken? Oh, all right, I'll take you out to the curry out." And then my cousin's like, "You got curry?" And I'm like, so like everybody starts laughing because everybody knows, but my cousin's wife,
Yeah.
like, what's going on? And they're
Yeah.
like, "No, that's this PG," and I'm like, "That is no." He's talking about a Chinese restaurant.
So now you know.
All right.
He'll have
Or,
to take you to one if you ever go.
You know, we call people slim. I mean, you know,
I feel like that I've heard often.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never really was big into the mo. You know, call people
That's
mo.
gross. That's gross.
I ain't really, but I'm a slim guy. That's good with you, slim. You know? That's cool. What you got, Coach Blue?
No, I don't have anything.
You
I
just
don't know.
never,
I
you
don't
just
know
never
anything.
did anything, huh?
Well, this was a great experience. This was so much fun. It was so great having our director here.
All right, here we go. We're still on air, so if you want to continue to do this,
No.
we can do
I'm
this.
trying to wrap this up now.
Coach
Yeah,
Blue
I'm
had
sure
a,
you
did
are.
a great job asking great questions today.
Carrick, you did a great job.
He made some great points. He initiated some great laughs today on the
What are you doing?
podcast.
That's not how we ended. That's not how we ended. You're supposed to do your ending. Let's go. What are you doing?
You usually do that. And you asked
I
for the
do?
last word.
Oh, okay. Oh, last word. Yes. And we didn't do that last time.
No, we didn't.
So we usually just let our guests just have the last word.
Look at you. You called me a guest. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Good.
you're a guest.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Guest celebrity. How about that?
uh,
Celebrity guest. Give us the last word. Just this is usually for our SU community to see this, but this might be Winchester community now that you're on here. So anything that you have for Winchester community.
What does that mean?
SU. Just your last word. You take us
That's
home.
word. You know, I'm not understanding the question. So you,
Well, you know,
Just
like
one last thing you want to say to the people.
yeah, like
that are
SU
listening
football
or
is
watching.
this Saturday. You know?
oh yeah. Well, definitely that. Come out and support. Our first home game this Saturday against Rose College, 7 p.m. You know, night game.
See you on the sideline, right?
I mean, I should be.
Okay.
Should be.
All right.
Hopefully, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Saturday night.
Saturday night, you know. So I'm excited about that, actually. This boy's been putting in work. So I just want to see what we got going on. I've never played Rose College or even heard of Rose College, so we're going to see what they're about.
Big David. Let's go, baby.
That's our leader right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Big
Cap.
Captain.
That ugly hoodie on.
I'm the captain now. No. Tell them y'all gonna beat the Eagles.
Of course. I love your quarterback too, though. I mean, that kid is going to be a.
Jaden Daniels.
Jane Daniels.
He's. Wow. Stevie,
I
whoa.
don't know if you could hear on the mic,
whoa,
but
whoa.
David,
David.
David just said that Stevie or Jaden Daniels reminds him of Stevie. So that's some high praise, I would say.
Very high praise.
Some very high
I'm-
praise.
So that means this time next week
Shout
we'll be
out
having
Hive.
a pretty good conversation after Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get him back on.
Yeah, he
Next
loved
week.
it.
Bring
He
the
loves to
captains
flip
at
the hair
least.
and
Bring the
camera, do
captains
his
to the
little thing.
podcast, David.
Yeah, I can't do that no more.
You did, yeah. We didn't talk about that.
We didn't. I
Do
had
you
it in
miss
my
your
head
hair?
too.
Do I miss my hair? Yes and no. Like,
Okay.
so I grew my hair out. I had dreads when I was in college.
How long was
And
it?
then
It was like,
it was about right here.
yeah.
So like, you know, I just think that I got to a point where it's like I had different reasons of why I cut my hair, but one of the reasons too is like my hair's all the way down here. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing at this
Tough
point?
to
Yeah.
deal with.
You know, it's not really tough. It's actually easier than doing the little wave process that I'm trying to get. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Because you just wake up and go about your business.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is put on a nightcap or whatever it's called, bonnet, you know, and then you wake up, take that off, and you're going. Whereas, you know, short hair, you gotta brush your hair, all type of
A
crazy.
little maintenance.
with the,
Yeah, do some
you know,
maintenance.
whatever. So, but I mean, my end goal is to grow my hair right back. So, you know, and that's already we're about a bush already. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say yes and no. I miss it in some aspects, and then some aspects, no, I don't miss it. So, but the length of it, I like having hair, but the length of it was getting a little out of pocket.
That's fair.
Trying to eat, you're eating the dread, or some sauce get on your
Just
hair.
sneaks into the mouth.
You
Yeah.
know, you don't know if a bug is on you or
Yeah.
something like that, like just little stuff. So,
That's gross.
but I mean,
Okay. All right. Well, actually, it's this time. This was a pleasure. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.
thank y'all for having me.
Can't
Absolutely.
wait to see you on Saturday on the sideline.
Yeah, we're gonna be cheering them on. I don't get what the joke is there.
No, it's
but
not.
You know, y'all peeping
Not a
it.
joke.
Are
I
y'all
said we
peeping
just
it?
can't wait to see you on Saturday.
I can't wait to see this episode so I can see all the trolling marks. I'm gonna take tallies. Same thing I used to do at McDaniel. I'm gonna take tallies at every troll that you did.
Okay. Stop.
See, now you.
Just cut it. Just cut it. It'll never end.
Are we done?
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Now you can stop.